Okay. All right, everybody, welcome in. Welcome to the Women's Wellness Network and welcome to I'd like to call her a new part of my family. She's new to the
Yes.
Women's Wellness Network. She's new to my Catapult cohort. She's the next one's coming up. So along with Lori Phillips, we're all part of this group. And yeah, super excited to have you here today, Glenna. It's wonderful to meet you.
Thank you, Tammy. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm looking forward to your story. I know you have, a little bit to share. And so why don't we just start off? Go ahead and tell us where you are in the world first.
I live in Wilmington, North Carolina, so it's right on the coast. I've been here about 2 years, but I'm originally from upstate New York, and I lived there most of my life until I was in my late 40s, about 50. I was in New York, so I got out of the gray skies and the freezing winters, and now I'm in the South and very happy about it.
Yes, I don't blame you. And okay, the path of the hurricane, is it coming your way? Ah,
Not my way, no. We've had a few scares. We've had some threats and tropical storm type things, a lot of flooding. But other than that, I've been safe. Some other people haven't been so fortunate, but I'm doing fine where I am.
good, good. Well, stay safe and those people who are in the path, let's hope that they are
Yeah.
okay also. Yeah. Not a little
Hmm.
scary, these things, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
about the weather, let's get into Glenna. So Glenna, tell us a little bit about you. Who's Glenna?
That's a great question. That's something I'm asking myself after, 50 some years of being married and just being, I don't want to say just, that's the wrong word, being a stay-at-home mom most of that time. I got married super duper young. I was in a very high control religion. Had a lot of trauma in my life. So up until my 50s is when I really kind of things just blew up in my life. Not in a good way. It just took me a minute to say, like, hey, there's some things I need to deal with here. And I started on that path of healing and started realizing I'm not sure who I am. What do I like? What do I want? Who am I? What are my own thoughts? I've been told my whole life what to think and what I should believe. And now that I don't have that hanging over my head, I had to really parse everything out and say, like, who is Glenna? I don't know. I'm still figuring that out.
Right?
Is
Well,
that
that's the
okay? Is
thing.
that a good
Yeah,
answer?
it's a great answer. And I think there's a lot of women out there, not just, in our group, but just worldwide that are in the same position as you. That, kind of was me a few years ago. And not knowing who you are and having all these beliefs and things upon us, when you start to shed them off, because now you're free and you get to be who you really are meant to be, it's
Yes.
scary.
Yes.
It's difficult because you're not too sure and you're not, what parts do I want to actually keep? What parts do I want to get rid of? What's important? Who's important? Right? There's so many pieces when we come
Yeah.
into that moment of awakening. Was there a specific time
Oh,
for you,
yeah.
like specific point?
Oh, yeah. Yep. So a few years ago when I got divorced, like I said, I'd been married 32 years. So, it's all I knew, right? So I got divorced and that was super duper difficult. But right prior to that, I had been in this high control religion for 40 years. And so I was so indoctrinated into that. And that's a long story how I deconstructed. But once I got to that point where I had to face this, I had too many questions that didn't have answers. And I used to have my God goggles on, I call it, and once I took them off, it's like you can't unring a bell. Once you see certain things, I can't unsee them now. And so that started just all unraveling, and my whole community and my tribe were part of this religion. My family, extended family, everything. So I went through what I call the dark night of the soul, and for me, I went through it alone. It was a good 6 months where I wasn't sure I wanted to get out of bed in the morning. I didn't know what my purpose was. I didn't know if I even wanted to be on this light earth anymore. Everything had been taken from me, or that's how I felt. Now I look back and realize it was the universe just stripping me of all the crap that I didn't need to carry anymore, looking back, but when you're in it, it doesn't feel that way at all.
Oh, it's so true.
So I did that alone, and that's why, well, we can talk about this later, but that's why I was starting my network, the Rise and Reclaim Network, because I know there's so many women suffering the way I did and trying to find themselves and trying to find their voice and their inner strength again. And I went through that by myself, and I don't want anyone else to have to go through that alone. It's not
Yeah,
fun.
I hear you. I hear you.
But now I'm
And
through that. So, but I just, it's tough when you're on your own and you lose all of that community and you don't know who to go to, who to talk to. And, going through a lot of traumas, it causes you to mistrust and not know who to trust. I don't know if I can trust you, right?
right.
I don't know. So,
100%. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I've been there. I've been you. I totally get that. And yeah,
Mhm.
reclaiming the trust is really, I guess, about trusting
Huge.
ourselves, right? To
Right.
be able to trust others and, count on our intuition and all those little things that we suppressed because we
Oh,
were
yeah.
in a position to, to do what we needed to do for the other people, all the things, right?
Oh, yeah. That just hit my heart, like learning to trust myself. I never even thought about that. And I have a very strong intuition and I've always been a super duper spiritual person, but I put all of that energy into this particular religion. And now that that's kind of fading away, there's still residue from that I'm working through. But, in this religion, I was taught not to trust myself because God's ways are higher, and my thoughts are not his thoughts. So I have to get rid of my thoughts, get rid of my personal desires, my ego, anything that I ever wanted in life. Forget about it. That's not God's way. So put that all aside, and I'm just here to serve God, serve my husband, serve my family. And so like I said, when I lost all that community, I just had to really look inside and listen to my own voice and know that I do have the answers inside. I don't need anyone else to tell me what the answers are. I mean, I love to have these dialogues and learn from other people. Every day I want to learn something new, but I'm learning to trust myself. And just like you said, Tammy, if you don't trust yourself first, yeah, who, that's it. You got to start there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, how do you even know what it is if you don't have it within yourself? And we know we do. And somewhere along the way, yeah, that was breached or suppressed, and we forgot how to trust other people and listen to our own ways, I think. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I want to know about your group. Tell me about your group. Your group because of your own rising. And I want to know about it. Please tell us about it.
I would love to. I'm gonna take these off because they're so healthy. I can't see with them on. I can't see with them off. So I guess it doesn't matter. Um, my group is going to be launching mid to late October, and it's called the Rise and Reclaim Network. So I am a registered nurse. I have a master's degree, and I've always worked with women and women's health. So it's a easy transition for me to because I just love working with and supporting and uplifting women. It's always been something I've been passionate about. So in the meantime, as I've worked through my own traumas and gotten to the other side of things, as you know, Tammy, like healing is a journey, right? It's not like, oh, I've arrived, guys, here I am. I got all the answers. No, but um, I have now become a certified spiritual and sexual trauma informed practitioner so that I can then help other women overcome these traumas. As you know, we hold trauma in our bodies for so long and it just builds up and it affects every single area of our life, even physically. It's affected me physically. So I'm putting together this, I'm calling it a global movement, just like you. I want women all around the world to know they have a safe place. It's a sacred place, it's going to be a private place just for women only, that we can come together and learn how to rise above our traumas, work through those, and reclaim all those things that we feel was lost or stolen. And we want that back. We want to reclaim our voice and our strength. And I can't wait to get it started. So.
Yeah, very exciting. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do out there. I know it's going to be very successful. I mean, it comes from the heart. It comes from that place of
Mhm.
passion and also the experience of the thing. And
Mhm.
having the experience, painful as we know, sometimes it is, our own suffering, as we talked about in our cohort. Um, Really, we want it to be utilized. We want it to be a value, and we know it's a value because we've grown from it. We've got some lessons from it. We're standing upon it. And you mentioned before about being stuck under all this stuff and finally being able to come out of it. And I always think about that with my group, right? We call us the wildflowers, and
I love
we're all
that.
different and we all have these little seeds and we're all growing and we've got so much manure on top of us, right? It's fertilizer, it's crap, but it's teaching us something and we're learning from it and we're taking the valuable parts of it and leaving the rest and pushing through and becoming what we're becoming. And I'm super excited to see what you're becoming because you've just started this journey and it's in all the ways, whether it's in your own personal space or on in a new group, you're you're doing it. You're like moving and you're becoming. You said it's a movement, and that's exactly what it looks like it's going to be, an actual movement,
Yes, I, and so it is. So it shall be.
right?
That is my mission, truly, because especially, I mean, with now my group, I know it seems like there's particular niche with the sexual, spiritual traumas and abuse, but trauma is trauma, and I feel like most of us have experienced some form of that in one way or another. So I don't want to be exclusive to any woman who wants to be a part of this group. But those of us who have experienced any type of sexual trauma and spiritual trauma, you do feel so isolated, and it's I'm realizing how they're connected because my sexual trauma was from the time I was like preschoolish up until almost till I got married. And then I got into this, the religion side of things that basically just, anytime I tried to talk about this, I was just told, just give it to Jesus, pray it away, just read more scripture, tithe more. I don't know what they, you can't
Right.
go to pastoral counseling and then get counseling on your, you know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make
Right.
sense. So,
Yeah, they don't go together.
you just feel, yeah, you just feel even more ashamed. And it's like adding insult to injury, just let it go, just forgive and move on. And I tried to do that, and until everything just came to a screeching halt. Let me tell you, it does. You can't pray it away.
Right.
You can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can't pray it away. You can't wish it away. You can't stuff it down far enough. You have to deal with it at some point. And believe me, I tried every which way, sideways to make it go away, and it didn't until I had to face it. So,
Well, that's the thing, right? You can only push things down for so long, and eventually they do pop up, and usually not a very
yeah.
nice way, right?
Right. And that's right, Tammy, because it does pop up. I mean, I had so much anxiety. And now I've been diagnosed with anxiety disorder, obviously PTSD from some of the things that, makes sense. But in the church, they tell you that you're allowing demons, like my church. I don't want to say it's all like this, but I was told that you're not praying enough, or what are you watching? What are you listening to? Are is your mind, get your mind right? Maybe you're in sin. And so it's just then you just constantly feel shamed and guilty. And it's just a vicious cycle that you can't escape.
Ugh, perpetuated, just perpetuated over and over, like a cycle, I guess, right? You
Yeah.
try to do better, then they make you feel bad, and then you're feeling bad, and then you try to get better. Yeah, it just doesn't, it's not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
And it's all about performance, my value and my worth was tied into what I could do, how many nights I was at church, how many groups I could, minister to, how was I was told my kids, I needed to homeschool my children and have as many kids as you can, part of that quiverful movement, if you've ever heard of that, just be barefoot and pregnant. And
Right.
to be indoctrinated into that from the time I was a teenager, let me tell you, it's taken more than a few minutes to to undo that.
Overcome. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's like a lifetime of stuff, right?
Yeah, lifetime.
It needs
Yeah.
to be, you got to unwind yourself from that. So with that, what was the first, let's say modality or the first thing that you did for yourself where you really felt like I'm doing this, I'm breaking through this thing is helping me, this particular whatever it was, it's actually helping me. Was there something that you really noticed was really working at right from the beginning?
Not from the beginning, but I did get into counseling, into therapy, which again in the church I was told, like secular therapy is going to lead you astray, not to, so I had avoided that. But once I started getting into therapy with a true professional licensed therapist, that could actually, truly help me parse this out. And what she did with me is she utilized a technique called EMDR, and you guys can look that up or whatever. It seems all really woo-woo and didn't make much sense to me at first, but as I started continuing with that, that's what started me on my journey to self-discovery. I guess there are so many things inside of me. And basically the concept is you just keep talking and saying what you want to say and then asking yourself questions, whatever comes to your mind. Don't judge the thought, just write it out. And what comes out at the end is shocking. Like, this is what I really feel. This is what I really think about that. And it took me digging, digging, digging to find out what are truly my thoughts, what are my feelings, what are the things I need to work on. So that was super helpful. And then I ended up finding a spiritual advisor who I'm going to be interviewing in my network, and I cannot freaking wait. But she helped me so, so, so much. She's just such a genuine, humble human being, full of love and light. And she helped guide me as well and kind of get me started on my path.
Oh, that's wonderful, right? Like we need those people. We need people who,
Yes.
are a step ahead of us or, have something to
Yes.
offer because, yeah, it's overwhelming, I'd say, especially at the
Yeah.
beginning when we're deciding, we need to do something, we got to make a change. And where do you look? Where do you go? Who do you talk to? I mean, that's, my network. That's kind of why I wanted to
Mhm.
start it, right? So that there was a place. There's always people out there and to know that we're not alone. And yeah, going through stuff that is so deep and heavy, I agree there has to be a period of aloneness of, you know, when you're processing and integrating and really being with yourself. Um, but on the other hand, the quiet time that you get to yourself is necessary, but having a community where people are, care about you and are wondering what's happening or reaching out to help. I mean, that's what we need. That's I think makes us strong, and I've really come to appreciate more and more all the time. My the groups that we're building, your group is going to be the same, I'm sure, and to come from a place, where craziness and drama and all that kind of stuff, and being able to step out of that and still be able to serve from that is incredible, right? Like it's incredible to feel. And you said it before. We're not fully healed. We're still on our journey. We're making our path, but knowing that we're moving forward and can see a little bit of growth behind us is so empowering and uplifting. And man, you must be looking back at where you've been and thinking the same, right? Like you've grown a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
and you've got so much to share.
Yeah, I am not the same person I was. Actually, I hope I'm not the same person if you talk to me next week and the week after. I don't want to be. I want to continue to grow. But, those people who knew me, if anyone's going to watch this interview, like from I don't even say my past, but, 3 years ago and prior, wouldn't even recognize me. I don't mean physically, I just mean, what's coming out of my mouth and who I am as a person. Um, and that time alone, I do believe is necessary. We need that to spend that time alone. I was forced into it. The universe forced me into it. Because I'm a person that I just go, 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 go. And that's just how I've been taught, just don't stop, don't stop. Because if you stop, then you got to think about something and then you have thoughts in your head. And I don't want to go there. So I'm just going to keep going. And got to this place where I was forced to just stop everything. Everything was taken from me. Um, and that's okay. That's a good thing. However, since then, I have wondered, where is my community? Where is my tribe? Because now I don't believe the same things that the people I used to be in relationship with believe anymore. And those people think I'm going to hell now. So, and I understand that. I'm not angry about that. I was there, so I actually have a lot of compassion for that because I understand why they feel the way they feel. But at this time, now that I've gotten into the catapult program and I've met people such as you, it's the first time in years, like at least 3 years, that I have felt embraced and accepted and loved and safe. That's a huge word for me. I've never felt safe to speak even to you. I don't know. What are you going to do with my words? Are you going to twist them? Are you going to, use them against me at a later date? Um, and so I finally am finding my community, my tribe. And so I guess I just want whoever's going to watch this, it takes a leap of faith to join a community or a group or to share what's on your heart. It's scary and it does take a leap of faith. I took that leap and I just want everyone to know this community here, this program, I got goosebumps. Like I'm finally home. And that comes from my heart. I think you know.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah. It's a special thing. And I think it's also, when you're ready,
Yeah, right.
they'll come along, right? Your tribe arrives.
That's
And
right.
when you feel them, man,
Hmm.
it's incredible. Like the safety, the
Yes.
support, uh the caring, like genuine, right? Everybody's
Yeah.
genuine. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes.
So are you
Yes.
working with clients? Do you work with people right now?
I don't. I'm going to be starting my coaching business. I wanted to get the certifications in place. I didn't necessarily, I guess, need that being a registered nurse.
Right.
But I just wanted to be more educated. It's not just, I think it helps that I have my own personal experience. So I actually lived it, but, I also wanted to be, more educated on the professional side to work with my clients. So that will be coming probably toward the end of this year, early next year.
That's exciting. See, all these things, all these growth things and learning things. And right now
Mhm.
you've got time to focus on your group and
Yeah.
turn it into something incredible. And yeah, we need time. We need time for that too, to be able to um, adjust to our new path and our new adventure. You feel like you're on an adventure?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's so many things literally every day. I am learning something new about myself. I'm being challenged by every one of you when I'm watching these videos and, you know, um, just learning from other people as well. And I think that's super duper important that no matter where you are in life, that there's people that need you, that you can serve, but you also put yourself under a group of other people who've already been where you are and that you can learn from. So you got to have it on both sides. So I know I can reach out to any one of you all and anyone would help me or be there for me and vice versa. This is the most authentic, genuine group of people I've ever known in my life.
Awesome.
Truly. It's
Awesome.
true.
Yeah, I feel you. And it is
Yeah,
true. I know it's true.
it
I
is.
know it's
Yeah,
true. And I'm so happy that we are building some things together.
yeah.
And because it takes a lot of people. It takes a community to be able to lift a community, right? It's what do they say? It takes a village to raise a child. It's the same
Yeah.
thing, right? It really is the same
Hmm.
thing. I think that's what we're
Hmm.
doing. And I feel like,
Yeah.
Facebook is a community of its own, and
Hmm.
it's got its. lower vibrational stuff and it's got its high vibration people and programs and things. And to be able to raise the whole community of Facebook, I think is kind of what I feel like where we're going um,
Yes.
as leaders, as people who are
Mhm.
willing to get out there and share our stuff. I mean, the stuff that
Mm.
you talk about is for some people it's scary. For some people it's whoa, taboo. For some people it's I don't want to know, right? So the fact that you're willing to put yourself out there and you're strong and you're ready and people are going to come for that. They're going to come
Mhm.
for that strength that you're holding for them. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to what you're going to be doing in your group. It's super exciting. The more groups I think that we have, everybody says, "Oh, I'm getting invited to this group and I get invited to that group," and there's so many of them. Sure, there are. Yes, of course there are. But there are so many that don't resonate. So many that
Right.
are just fluff or fodder. They're just whatever. But finding the places that actually uh, heal, that actually help, that actually support and uplift us, are where we need to go. Like, leave those other ones. Somebody said one time, go through your feed, and if you're scrolling past something, delete it. We don't need it, right?
I just did this yesterday. I took an hour on my Facebook and I'm like, why am I in 1,700 groups? Well, I don't even know how I got in these, half these. What are these? And I just started delete, 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 delete. And I'm like, this feels nice. I
It is. It's
don't
true.
want all of this extra. Like, I'm in my lane, you're in your lane, I'm gonna cheer everyone on, but I don't have to be involved in everything. I think with social media and it's always in our face and popping up and we feel like, oh my God, I gotta know about this. I gotta be, no, we don't. Like that's just adding more stress to our lives that we don't need. I want to live a simpler life. That's my goal. I want to live a simpler life. I've been caught up in the gerbil wheel like everyone else, the 9 to 5, the grind, grind, grind. You think if I grind hard enough, I'm gonna, no, no, that's not the
Yeah,
answer.
we're done with that. Yeah, I'm done with that
I'm
too.
done with that. I am done with that. And once I get this all figured out and how to live that that laptop lifestyle, I'm sorry, we were talking about. I'm telling you, that's the new movement. That's the new flex.
Yeah,
It's like having freedom and having time. It's not, of course we all want money. We need money to survive in this economy, but the new flex is having time and being able to do what we want to do and live our truest, authentic selves and do everything that's in our heart to do. And I think that we can. I do think we can.
I agree. I agree. And yes, laptop lifestyle is, it's a newer way of being in the world, and
Yeah.
more people are doing it. And why shouldn't we? If you don't have to go into a physical building, why not? I mean, it would be fantastic to go around the country and meet people and go to events and have retreats and just, drive
Yeah.
around and be free, but still be completely connected. Like, that's perfect,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I have this fantasy of like living the van life. I get a little van and then just drive around or, like a tiny house somewhere. I don't, the more I just shed off of this old crap, the more I just want a simpler life. The more I realize I don't need the things I thought I needed, and the things I thought I wanted and made me happy really don't. That isn't what I want because that's not who I am, but I had to figure that out.
Right? Know thyself. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, before we go, is there anything
Yes.
else you would like to share with us? Anything else that's on your mind, in your heart? Last words of wisdom?
So I just want to say, even whatever, so I'm launching this group, right? And you know, sometimes I've watched other people's groups and interviews and whatever, and I'm like, oh, I'm not like them. Maybe I need to learn how to do this better. Okay, I see they're doing that. Let me do. And now I'm realizing, no, no, no. Just the more authentic we are, the more people that are supposed to be in your tribe are gonna come toward you, right? The people that are meant to be in my group are gonna come toward me because they're gonna resonate with me, who I am as a person. So don't change who you are regardless. Be who you are because the right people will come toward you and the wrong people will just fall away. And that's what we need. And this world needs more genuine, authentic people who are just going to say what they say. Hey, screw up. Say the wrong things, blunder over my words, have a bad day. So what? I mean, I just think that's super important, to just cut through the bullshit and just be who you are. And it's just so liberating for me
Yes,
personally. And I know other people are going to be able to relate to that.
definitely. Oh my gosh, definitely. So tell us again, when is your group? You have a plan of the day it's going live?
Not a particular date yet, but it'll be mid to late October. And again, it's called the Rise and Reclaim Network.
Awesome. Well, we'll have you put uh, those words into the comment section so that people can remember that. And of course, when it's time for you to get it going, we want to have you back. We want you to come back and tell us, yep, it's live, and these are the links, and whatever else you have to share. We want to know.
Love to.
Awesome. Okay, Women of the Women's Wellness Network. Glenna is going to put her group to be in the comment section so we can keep an eye out and get ready for her group to launch. As we talked about, there are so many people that we do believe could use what she has to offer, coming out of difficult situations and sometimes really scary stuff. So look for her. She's going to be out there in the world of Facebook, and she's part of my catapult. So of course you'll be seeing her around. And yeah, she's in our group. So if you have any questions for her, I'm sure she would not mind, uh, you know, having a little conversation about whatever it might be on your heart. And yeah, of course, women. Till next time, be well. And Glenna, thank you so much for coming. It was really lovely to speak with you and hear about your story from yourself.
Thank you, Tammy. Appreciate you so much.
Awesome. Okay. Well, until next time, girlfriend.
Okay.
Be well.